almost 11 or 12. I don't know. Echo's recording this. Maybe we get a count when we're watching it later.
So just real quick, pause test. That's not how saying the word is not like the AI.
I don't want to get bananas.
I know, but that word is actually not good. So
well, you have a bigger platform, so like the little words like that doesn't get you done. But me, I'm a little.
That's not the case. So me using the word in a sentence is not the same as someone assuming that that's what we're doing.
Because this debate, hold on. One question. Pause.
He's using the LGB, but you can't really stop. I say pause. That's my word. If you want to use it, you have to go off.
You guys are cracking me up.
Can you just mute him real quick? I got a question for the host.
So Doc.
What's up?
All right. Can you give me mod because he's only going to continue over talking me.
No, I'm not even going to sit here and talk if Doc has mod.
Because he asked me a question I'm trying to answer. You always interrupt.
No, I'm not interrupting you.
Host is going to pop in.
To have a conversation.
Host is going to pop in. We're going to ask each other a question, and we're going to let the other answer, okay? Guys, we got to have some decorum here. All right, Doc, what was your question for Rare?
Yeah.
Would you date shut up. Would you date a trans woman?
Go ahead, Rare.
You can unmute me.
Could you repeat that question one more time?
Mute him.
Okay.
I'm not going to ask the question again until you mute him.
I don't want you're my mod at the end of the day, so don't keep doing that.
Yeah, I am your mod.
Are you ready for the question?
Hold on.
So, would you date a trans woman?
I've never met a T woman.
I didn't say if you ever met one. I asked you, would you date a trans woman?
Until I meet one and find out their personality. I don't judge a group of people based on the actions of one. I judge a man based on his actions, not the actions.
He's not giving me an answer. He's not giving me an answer. I asked for a yes. It was a yes or no question. I'm a direct guy. I want yes or no answers for my questions, unless I ask for.
So real quick, just
so yes or no.
Okay,
yes I'm
gonna answer.
Yes
right?
or no.
But I want a little bit more clarification. A little bit more clarification. Would you date a T woman?
Hell no. See how easy that was? Because I'm GAY.
And then why not?
Because I don't like extra steps. Sorry.
What is
and
that?
Plus,
wait. What is? I don't understand that. I need to act like I'm not.
No. You're not. You're not playing.
The extra step part.
You're not letting anybody. No. I ask questions and I want yes or no answers. You can ask me whatever you want, but you gotta let me finish. So
I've never been with a man, but I definitely let you finish.
Jesus. Would you date a trans woman? Yes or no?
Well, I'm going to answer that, but first I need some more clarification.
Need an answer. Yes or no?
You date a trans woman.
I already told you my answer. I said no.
Right, and then I was still trying to land.
No, but you don't answer. You don't answer my question with a question. What would you date a trans woman? Yes or no?
So I will answer that.
No. Yes or no?
I will
Someone
answer
get a galaxy to drop this guy.
Yes, you will. Let me.
No. I asked you a yes or no question.
I was asking you a clarifying.
Can I ask somebody else on the panel real quick? Can you mute him? Mute him real quick. I'm going to go around the board and ask.
I don't need to be muted. I can just
mute him so I can ask everybody the same question, please. Host. So, Grandma, would you date a trans man?
No.
Okay. Lilith, would you date a trans man? Well, oh shit, I'm sorry. The opposite of you. Okay, she's probably doing something. What about you, Keith? Would you date a trans woman?
I would not.
How about you, Jay? Would you date a trans woman or a man?
No.
Exactly. How easy was that freaking question, dude? So would you date a trans woman?
So I want to answer just as easily as those guys, right? But unfortunately, I'm not.
All right. So you love trans women.
I didn't.
Yep.
I'm trying.
Yep.
So I'm trying to
We
answer.
talked,
You're gonna try
dude.
to put, like,
Gotcha.
I'm not consenting to you putting things in my mouth.
No,
Doc.
no,
I'm not
because
your husband,
it's a
boyfriend.
simple answer. It really is a simple
Doc,
answer.
Don't try to put things in my mouth. I'm not your boyfriend.
No,
I
because
can guess one
anybody
thing that's
else
probably in
answered
there.
the question, but you didn't answer the question. That's the biggest thing.
So Doc.
Would you date a trans woman? Yes or no?
So I'm gonna answer that, but first.
Would you
Like
date
I
a trans
asked you-
man?
I asked you if
Would you date
would
a trans man? Would you date a trans man? Yes or no?
So I now you've changed the question.
No. Yeah, well, because obviously you don't want to
In my
say
opinion,
that because
they're
you're
not
probably
all
a closet homo.